Structures who harm me and those create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May the experience happiness be separate from suffering disably. Always religion them in the still ones of us, perfect, complete, and precious of Buddhahood. Dalla Dangwara Sepe Da Nupara Sepe Tarpa Dan Damje Jembe Barda Jupara Seba Damje Jezor Sepe Manamka Dan Yambe Simjen Damje Dewa Dan De Dunghara Dan Jara Nyorda Lana Me Bayang Da Bara Zobe Sanjo Rumbo Je Do Bara Sa Thus unto achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Unto death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the Mandalas or Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dhakinis, and the Dhamma guidance possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and the likewise and the example of Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas ambassador enlightenment and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path, I took for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached by the merit of generosity and other good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they liberate from suffering the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samanta Buddha's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I posted to them, multiply my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands of music, anointing oils, manifesting light, and fragrant incense. I make offering to the orphan, garment, perfume, and porphyro, pour the highest moon meadow, and orange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings, and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I posted to the Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of great Bodhisattva Samanta. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas in the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattvas and the Pakika Buddhas. Those have attained Aharasha, those have entered the path of Aharasha and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and the Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to enlightened states. Supplicate those Buddhas intend and pass into Parinirvana to living long as many eons as there are atoms over the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through postations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment, all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as Buddha fares. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer altar, inner, and the sacred offerings. With my body, wealth, and all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Om Guru Rina Mendala Punza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaya Hom. I call refuge, O Nome of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara with our dog. I bow at the feet of Father and Jiti Songo. Continually attain with no one but you. Compassion one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the liberated nature of the mind. Please turn the way of Dharma of the true way hackers into the combination according to disposition, the likewise mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of two worlds, and perceives the various tips of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, who holds the wisdom text at his heart, he has a compassion for all beings, who suffering from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the chain of karma through the 60 branch of Haramana speech. He wears the wisdom silver to cast suddenly over suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Buddhist hour form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, usually adorned by the 100 son of Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. Om Arabasana de 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 Om Arabasana. Om Arabasana de 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 Om Wange Joram 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 Om Wange Joram. Om Wange Joram 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 Om. You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you in the place to Manjushri. Yo ne gelen changwai po yi shi zhu me rab den bar je den de mo men sar wan jam bar yang la san sar du dong ge du je ya je Rui zan rong yin je me do de je bong jiang ba zar je leng bo dao re ji be ge xiao je jiao be xiao la ge san zi do jian jiang jian de lo na ro dang ma ba me lai ji je gang bo ba ba mo zhu ba jiao wa yin de gong Ga ju la ma nam lai zor wan de ro men ji je yin je bo zhang ne de zong zang je gen je ngo Razım cıgın uzun donze ve zave lama namla zorvande. Good evening, afternoon, morning. So followed by continue yesterday, I sharing with you this the herring liberation teaching. So this herring liberation teaching, we went through, 2 weeks already. The mentioned about this death Bardo. So if somebody practice Mahamudra Dzogchins, then that person has opportunity to liberate in the death Bardo. It's called Dharmakaya reality Bardo. We have an opportunity to realize. And then if not, so, the mind is out from the body, then this reality Bardo is arising. So right now, today is sharing with you is reality Bardo. And generally talk about the 6 Bardos. So 6 Bardo is all cyclic existence. So if we talk about the 6 Bardos, right now we are in the living Bardo. In the living Bardo has so dreaming Bardo, meditation Bardo. Waking core, right now we are in the meditation Bardo. Reason is your mind focus with the, teaching and the Dharma. So not doing the worldly activity, you normally you do your worldly things. So we stop that, and your mind focus, listening, teaching. So this can be called meditation Bardo. Then, this three Bardo is right now we have living Bardo. Normally, we do activities. And we have a dreaming, and we have a meditation Bardo. So right now we are different situations. So these three, normally we, our life we doing. Then people who don't listen to Dharma teachings, people who don't practice Dharma, no meditate, then that person has, I think, is two Bardos. Like living Bardo, normally, worldly activity, and dreaming Bardo. These two. So we have three reasons because we meditate. So we have three, this living Bardo, we have three. Then when we're ready to die, so it's, death Bardo means, 100% going to, dissolution. No any other solution for a life. So 100% certainty to die. So that's called then starting death Bardo. Then this solution, all these our five elements is dissolved to five elements. So in that time, we have different kind of experience. And the main point is, so in this hearing liberation teaching mentioned, all this gross level, our conceptual thoughts is dissolved. And outer breath is ceased. And then that time, water energy is into the center channel. So long as the water energy is into the center channel, so the dry person has, Dharmakaya experience. Dharmakaya experience means like in that time, so clear light, luminosity is rising. Meditator practitioners recognize that, so they can liberate in that state. If they not recognize, then water energy is coming back to again, like reverse again, go to left channel, right channel, out from the body, and then conscious also left from the body. So I think, our inner, breathe also like inner ceased, breathe also stopped, not only outer, inner. So in that time, then if someone have a meditate practicing, so still have some opportunities, this color light, or we, luminosity is still rising. So it's hard to recognize, but still is rising. So then that is opportunity, still meditators has opportunity to recognize. And that's why, still you can performing this hearing liberation for the, disease, performing many times. So, if you lose another chance to lose recognition, you comes another opportunity. So this, any case, helps different ways. So if not, then Dharmakaya liberation is gone. So then second liberation or third liberation, so we can say third or second, Dharmakaya has two different stages. So that's why first, second, Dharmakaya liberation has two stages. And the third is this reality Bardo. So reality Bardo is only people who practice Yidam deities. And then that person has an opportunity to, liberate. If without practice Yidam deity, then no opportunity to liberate in this reality Bardo too. Reason is, reality Bardo means like all the phenomena is arising, song is rising, light radiating is rising. So normally, practice Yidam deity, the person visualize all phenomena form with deity's form body. So you visualizing like that during the lifetime, in the Bardo, this reality experience, comes, then you seeing deity's form body. So long as you see the deity's form body, you dissolve your delusions. And then you hearing songs, you hear the mantras. and your minds become recognition, the Yidam deity. So the person has opportunity to liberate in this Dharmakaya state. I mean the reality, Bardo. So that's the reason, we practice a Yidam deity. That's the reason right now we are in the living Bardo. So we have to, meditate, pure perception. Remove the, purify impure perception. Pure perception is always, look to the deity's tankas and the statues, form body. And you seeing that in eye or often and often, your minds all create naturally, karmic imprints for pure perceptions. So in the Bardo, then the phenomena is rising, appearance is rising. So that moment, all appearance you feel like that is form body. If long as we have the experience, then we can elaborate in this, reality Bardo. So that's the right now we're sharing today. Then yesterday, see, this is a very important critical point to, we have to remind them for disease, sharing this. See, we said, do not forget them, for it is essential to recognize with certainty that whatever terrifying experience may arise, so long as you share this, hearing liberation, Bardo beings, they can have opportunity to recognize, in the Bardo, the experience is like phenomena experience rising is not peacefully, joyfully rising. It is terrifying. So that's why, long as you have this instruction, then Bardo, you seeing form with the deity's form bodies, so then terrifying experience may gone, not going to rising to you. They are naturally manifestation of actual reality. So you recognize all this, terrifying experience rising reasons because where it comes from is our own manifestation. Not really exist in the external something there, but due to our impure perceptions, karmic imprints, so fears like this terrifying experience arising. As long as you recognize that is our own manifestation, so it's natural manifestation of actual reality, then it's all dissolved to that. So that's why here says that we give instruction to the disease or child of Buddha nature, means like you calling the disease a person. When your mind and the body separate, the pure luminosity apparitions of reality itself will arise. So the body and the mind become separate. Then this, the pure luminosity apparition of reality itself will arise. So it arises, but some people has negative karma. Their rising is not luminosity apparition of reality itself. Is rising to the terrifying, experience. So that's why Bardo beings were very fear, very scared, very nervous. Experience is not rising, like good way. So it's rising, terrifying, frightening rising. So it's you recognize, then we're telling the disease, like you have to know this pure luminosity apparition of reality itself will arise, subtle and clear, reddening and dazzling, naturally bright and awesome, or shimmering like a merge on a plane in summer. So there, they're rising also light, same time. Light is also, this very subtle and clear. They also see radiant and dazzling, naturally, bright and awesome. I think awesome. So this way is like is rising. Then it's a different like kind of a colors. It's shimmering like a merge on a plane in summer. So when this light ray is rising, Bardo beings feel scared, feel nervous, and feel get frightening. So now we're telling the disease, Bardo beings, do not fear them. Do not be terrified. Do not be F. They are the natural luminosity of your own actual reality. See, we, introducing the Bardo beings. This is, you don't have to scared. You don't have to fear for this. Reason is this what you're seeing is it is your own emanation, your own actual reality. Therefore, recognize them as they are. So we're telling them, they have to recognize its own emanation. From within this legs, the natural songs of reality were resounds, clear and thunderous, reverberating like 1,000 simultaneously peals of thunder. This is the natural sound of your own actual reality. So then another, Bardo beings have experience. See, also this, the song is like frightening again. The song is like, songs of reality were arousing like clear thunderous. Yes, is like songs like same as thunders. Reverberating, like 1,000 simultaneously peals of thunders. See, 1,000 thunders coming. Like sometimes we have thunderstorms. We get fear, scared. So Bardo beings are like that. More 1,000 times I think strong than us. So the reason is Bardo being has more sensitivity. So that's why their feeling is more strong. The mentioned, another teachers like talk about Bardo beings, for sensitivity. It's like 7 times sensitivity more than right now. We ask when we die in the Bardo, so we have that Bardo beings more 7 times sensitivity. Also, mind is more clear, very sharp. Another they has a small clairvoyance. They sometimes recognize their, left behind, like the family, what they're thinking, thoughts also. So reason is because they don't have physical form body, only mental form. That's why the mind is very sensitive, very sharp. So that's why it's this, more frightening for them. Then this is the natural song. So we introducing, you don't have to scare this song. It's all song of your is a natural song of your own actual reality. So do not be we're telling them, don't scared, don't get fear. So the reason is why you don't have to scared, why you don't have to fear. The body that have is called the mental body. See, we're telling the Bardo beings, you don't have a physical form. No one can destroy you. No one can kill you. So you don't have to scared. And this is the very important instruction, Bardo beings don't recognize. Because same, when we have a dreaming, and in the dream, someone going to killing us, so we have fears. We fear like exactly we have this form body. We don't recognize, we don't have body in the dreaming. So Bardo beings, the same exactly they're going to experience like that. So that's why then, we sharing this information. So Bardo beings recognize. Same is like, if somebody come into your dream, say like, this is your dreaming. You don't have physical form body. No one going to kill you. This your nightmare is not exist. Maybe, you recognize it's a nightmare. And you recognize it's a dream, then you don't get fears. So same, this one, we're telling the Bardo beings, you don't have a physical form body. You don't have to scared. It is the product of subtle propensities and not a solid corporal body of flesh and blood. See? So we telling the Bardo beings, you don't have physical form, you don't have this flesh, you don't have a bone, you don't have this any like this solid corporal this body you don't have. Therefore, whatever songs, legs or rays may arise, they again cannot harm you. So they cannot do anything. So long as your mind recognize, it's then this song like or whatever terrifying cannot do anything. So if Bardo beings recognize, naturally release all the fears. Then there has when they release the fears, they have an opportunity to recall again Yadam deity practice. So when you get a fear, and then they cannot recall the deity's practice. They cannot recall meditation, something. Even you practice in this life, in the Bardo, you don't recognize it is a Bardo. When you get terrified and you cannot recall anything, I think looks like, okay. So in the Bardo, so you recognize it's Bardo, someone introducing it is Bardo, you don't have to scare, you don't need to fear, because reason is you don't have physical form, no one can destroy you, no one can carry you. If you hear that, you naturally release your fears. When you release your fears, you can recall again your practice. So long as you recall your practice, then all the frightening appearance is transformed to deity's form body. All these songs is become transformed to mantra. All these lights is become rainbow, is that is like wisdom light radiates. So everything is become changed. Another way in the Bardo, it's a really good opportunity. Right now, right now we are in the living Bardo, someone introducing this, but still we have this physical external is so strong fixations, or like this our five senses is six senses is like very open, strongly open, yeah, and gross level, very gross level. So you cannot fear that, you cannot recognize that, very hard to recognize. So when you fear these things, like when you dissolve these five, six senses, more subtle level, then you have more energy feelings, recognitions. So that's we understand, That's why in the Bardo beings, like already dissolve these five senses when they die, and they don't have physical form body. And another reason, very easy to introduce to them. So long as they recognize, that easily transform all these, negative things, transform to positive. So that's why they can liberate in the Bardo. For you are beyond death now, so they cannot die in the Bardo. We're telling them it is enough that you simply recognize the songs and the luminosities to be manifestation of your own actual reality. See, we're telling them Bardo beings, it's always your own reality, your own experience or your own manifestation. Manifestation of your own actual reality. Know that this is the intermediate state. Then, all child of Buddha nature, again, we're sharing again to them. If you do not recognize these phenomena to be natural manifestations, if we're not knowing this, all the manifestation is a nature manifestation, or own manifestation, then not knowing that, not recognize that, then whatever meditative practice you may have undertaken whilst in the human world, if you have not previously encountered this present instruction, you will fear the light. you will be F by the song, and you will be terrified by the rest. So see, the point is, if you don't have these instructions, you don't recognize these own manifestations, your meditation practice, whatever you do in this during the lifetime, in the Bardo no benefit. Okay, so so then see, if you don't have these instructions, you don't recognize it's all this appearance is your own emanation, you know. So that's why sometimes like many practitioners also when get in the Bardo, they're lost because they don't recognize, you know, it's own manifestation. That's the reason, you know, this Bardo Herring liberation, this teaching is very important. So we understand, you know, recognize. We went through this Bardo many times. It's actually we went through these countless times already, but still we didn't recognize. We are here right now, you know. So that's why we're suffering. When getting this creature point, you know, like you recognize, you liberate. Same as like somebody get a lottery, same as a lottery, you know. You don't have to work hard, you know, you don't have to go education, anything. You just become rich one moment. You same like that. And some this, you know, opportunity person can realize. So you know, knowing these instructions and your mind is very focusing, you know, sharp, I mean stable, and then into the Bardo. So you have ability to record this practice or somebody hearing you in the Bardo, you know, these instructions. Then you can maybe, you know, liberate in this Bardo, in the Bardo. So same is like, you know, without any hardship, you can reach enlightenment, liberation. You know, without any hardship, you know, somebody can be rich momently, you know, get lotteries. Same, you know. That's why it's a very important creature point. You will be by the songs, you will be terrified by the rest. If not knowing, then you have all these problems. So if you do not know understanding this essential point of the teaching, you will not recognize the songs, the legs, and the rest, and you will continue to roam within the cyclics of existence. See, we have problems like many lifetimes. We didn't recognize, so that's why we kept coming back again. So take this, you know, in your heart. Remember, we didn't recognize many lifetimes. That's why we are in the Bardo right now. I mean, we are taking birth and we are in the samsara. So, all child of Buddha nature, should you have move on without recognition? So, should you have move on without recognition? So then you don't recognize anything. See, conscious is, you know, in this mention is like my body becomes separate. Okay, so in that time, mind is very clear. Some reasons, I think. So you have these instructions. You have opportunity to liberate. If not, then the mind is become going to lost. So here it says, after having become unconscious for up to 3.5 days. So Bardo means, you know, when the body mind is separate, and then some still has the opportunity to realize and you know, dharmakaya, nature of dharmakaya. Some have opportunity to recognize this reality Bardo, you know, all the appearances recognizing to the, you know, deity's form body. But some then is going to lose conscious. Some after that, you know, like some reasons that lost conscious. Go to like say 3.5 days means so So some people like 3 days lost conscious, some people 3.5 days lost conscious. So that's why, Bardo rituals starting from third day, normally third day. The reason is because when they die after the conscious is sleeping, unconscious, then they wake up again after 3 days. So that's why many rituals starting third day practice. So also depending here, not always the same situation due to individual level. Some takes like mentioned is half 3.5 days. So some can be stay longer, we never know. You were awakened from unconsciousness and wonder. Then you think what happened? What has happened to me? So you think what happened to me? So recognize this to be the intermediate states. So in these instructions, some levels you think like can be very little confusions because reasons. So when you mind body separate, then still another level that you can recognize the Dharmakaya, still you can recognize reality, Bardo, then looks like unconscious. So what I heard, like before the teaching, when the mind separate from the body, normal people all go to unconscious. And the meditator is still like this rising luminosity. So that's why I have opportunity. And then deity practitioners has this, this appearance is rising. So opportunity to recognize the deity's form. Then if not, there could be also lost conscious. Maybe there's, don't have to lost conscious. I'm not sure this is the case, okay? Depending person, I think. I heard is like normal people, when the mind body is separate, then consciousness become lost, is unconscious. 3.5 days. So then they wake up again. So when they wake up again, so then they think what happened to me? They don't recognize some people they don't recognize they're dead. That's why what has happened to me. So recognize this to be the intermediate states. At this time, the aspect of the six cycles of existence are reversed into the own true nature, and all phenomena are arising as lights and Buddha bodies. So then we're telling that Pardo beings, when you wake up this conscious, you feel like that, what happened is to me. So we're sharing to the Pardo beings, like we're telling them, okay, you're dead. You have to recognize you are in the Pardo. You are in the intermediate states. So then in this time, so all this, experience coming back to you. So you have to recognize it is like Yedam deity's form body. We telling the Bardo beings disease. So this aspect of the cyclics of existence are reversed, means like, the samsara experience is coming back again into the own true nature, and all phenomena arising as lights and Buddha bodies. So all these phenomena is rising to the form bodies. Then recognizing all the forms can be Yedam deity form, not knowing is become frightening. Okay, it's maras. It can be yamas. So the instruction about sheto, this is ritual mentioned. What they mention is like all the deities within us in the right now. So we talk about 100 Yedam deities. 100 Yedam deities, all these deities within us when we are in the right now, we living Bardo. So when we die, then mind body is separate. So that moment, all this data is like within us is effort to the form body in the appearance. So when you're conscious waking up, you recognize it's my own emanation, my own yidam data. Everything is dissolved to you. You become liberated. You recognize your own nature. You recognize your own deity. Same as like you recognize your mother. You recognize your father. Similar like that. Then you don't have fears. So not knowing that, then frightening and scared, terrifying. So you run away. You run away that your own emanation. You run away from them. That. So that's why. So if you recognize this all life is a Buddha body, means like or is like that is form body. We're telling the disease. So then, what is coming to all these deities? Like no is experience like how to rising to the for the Bardo beings, or the first day of the intermediate state of reality. So the first day is like we cannot say like when we die that day. Okay, first day means fourth day. We count fourth day as day one. They understand like 1, 2, 3 is unconscious. You don't have conscious, unconscious. Then you waking up. The normally like people die fourth day is first day because then you have experience. On the first day of intermediate state of reality, so all space will arise as blue light. So all the spaces become rising blue light at this time. From the center Buddha, fear, called pervasive seminar point. The transcending Lord Verochana will dawn before you, his body white in color. So now this first day, so it's 5 Buddha. It's one by one coming to us. The reason is this Buddha is within us. So now, when we are in the Bardo, so all these Buddhas appear to, in the space front of us. If recognize it's Buddha, if not recognize it's then, it's fractioning objects, okay? Not Buddha. So that's why I say Vajrayana teaching talk about 5 elements, 5 female Buddhas, 5 afflictive emotions, 5 wisdom, 5 aggregates, 5 Buddhas. So if we don't recognize, this is called 5 elegance, 5 arrogance, or 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates is then is become terrified. So if long as we have fixation, attachment, no knowing, no recognize, is you recognize 5 aggregates is reality, truth is 5 Buddha. Then we have 5 elements. So if we recognize 5 elements is like 5 female Buddha, if we don't recognize 5 elements, 5 element, it's become 5 element affected us, 5 element. See, wind can blow us, fire can burn us. So all these elements like can destroy us, So that's the due to our fixations, no recognition. As long as you recognize these 5 elements, no element is 5 elements, 5 female Buddhas. So that's why see when Milarepa enlightenment, so he recognized 5 elements, 5 female Buddhas. There, some when Milarepa was in the mountain meditate, hunters caught Milarepa. They think he's spirit something. They play with him. They put in the fire. So Milarepa fire cannot burn. Reason is because he, fire is already realized. Female Buddha. Then they put in the water cannot drown him, because the reason is he realized is female Buddha. So that's the element. As long as you realize the element cannot affect it to the person. So no, all this frightening form, songs like that is where this come from. It's come from is because element, aggregates, emotion is rising. So if you recognize then aggregate is a Buddha, and elements is a female Buddha. So emotion is wisdoms. That's very simple Vajrayana teaching. So everything is bring to this 15 categories. So long as you have ability to knowing that, recognize, then we can liberate. If you don't recognize this, go to samsara. See. So no, the first day, see, this space. Space will arise, space, so you recognize space as first day of the intermediate state of reality, or space will arise as blue light. At this time, from the center Buddha, third core pervasive similar point. Then the transcending Lord Verochana were drawn before you. His body white in color, seated on a lion throne, holding in his right hand in a spoken word and embraced by his counsel Akasa, Davisawari. So this is the female Buddha. She is associated with the space. See, the space is rising. Space is rising. See, if you recognize is female Buddha Akasa, Davisawari. If you recognize, if not recognize, is a space. So kind of like you are in the space. Like example, we take the airplane. Airplane sometimes like go down, like kind of like know anything, like holding there. You first like you first you falling there in the space. Then you get scared, So that's the same, like if we don't recognize space is female deity, we have that kind of fears and scared. And then this central Buddha is associated with ignorance. It's Dharma Dharma wisdom is rising actually. This Dharma Dharma wisdom. Then this is like associated with aggregates. I think it's like physical form. We have five aggregates. It's like form, feeling, perception, mental conscious. Then what is the perception, conscious, mental formation. So it's five aggregates we have. So this is if knowing is Buddha, not knowing is just its point is like aggregates is rising. Then see is a blue luminosity, reddening and clear light and dazzling. So it's this is like say number keep form is this associated with consciousness. The aggregates, conscious aggregates. So then it's a blue luminosity, radiant and clear, bright and dazzling, indicative of the persisting cognition of reality is expands. See, persisting cognition of reality is expands. Then which is the natural property of your aggregates of consciousness? See, it's consciousness, aggregates of consciousness. natural plate of your aggregate consciousness is if we don't recognize its aggregate of consciousness. If you recognize, then persistent cognition of reality expands. So it's recognized, it's then become is Buddha Vairocana. And if recognized, then it's female Buddha Akasa, Dativa Savari. If we don't recognize, then space and conscious. The emotion could be is ignorance, or this is rising. So which is the natural plate of your aggregates of consciousness where emanate from the heart of Vairocana and his concept. And it will shine precisely before you at the level of your heart with such brilliance that your eye cannot bear it. So that, then you have maybe, here kind of caution. Your cautions can be say, everybody has this Buddha is coming to, everybody seeing this Buddha Vairocana and the concept. It's not, okay? So see, if you're not Dharma practitioner, you're not Yadam deity practitioner, you're not Vajrayana practitioner. So if we have fixation to all these elements and fixation to our aggregates, as long as we have far afflictive emotions, then whatever rising is, is not Buddha Vairocana. If you practice the deity, you recognize it is Buddha Vairocana. So can be, deity can be Mara. So dependent. So that's why every Bardo being has this experience. Yadam deity practitioners recognize it is Vairocana and his concept. And recognize it is, not aggregate consciousness. It is a persistent cognition of reality expands. So you recognize nature, blue is like nature Dharmakaya. And your mind knowing the true nature. And then same time, all the lights or whatever this comes, it is Buddha Vairocana and the concept. And then you become momentarily liberated there. So, and so that then this Bardo being, and it will shine, precisely before you at the level of your heart with such brilliance that your eye cannot bear it. Together with this luminosity, a draw white light, indicative of the realm of the gods, were also drawn directly before you and touched your heart. At this time, under the sphere of negative past actions, you were washed to flew in fear and terror from the bright blue light, which is the persistent cognition of reality's expanse. And you will come to perceive the dual white light of the God realm with delight. See, these two lights, one is very, powerful light. One is dim and not strong. So two is shining. So normally, Bardo beings chasing the, this dim one and, draw white light. They're scared for the, brilliance is, shining very strongly. They're scared for powerful light. So that's why they follow the draw one. And then that means like this is draw one is light is come from the God's realm. And this powerful one is come from, see, is Buddha Vairocana and the concept. So that's the reason, when we're in the Bardo, we have to recognize this, the black one is a deity's emanation. So as long as you know that, then all this, become like this effort to the Buddha Vairochana's form. If we don't recognize, then, it's break-taining, like it's flag-taining, we run away from that and go to, this dim one, door white light. Then that is a God run with delight. So this is the light rays of the Tathagata, which is called the pristine cognition of realities explains. Have confidence in it. When we're in the Bardo, we have to recognize this bright, like blue, the light is like recognized, Tathagata Buddhas. And then we have to recognize which is called the pristine cognition of realities. Is the wisdom is rising, having confidence in it. We need confidence that be drawn to it with longing devotion. So you have to recognize, like, this is a Buddha light, this is my wisdom, and through your devotion, it's longing devotion, pray with devotion thinking. This is the light rays of the transcending Lord Vairochana's compassion. Then I take refuge in it. So you say, I want to take refuge, follow this. For this, in reality, is the transcending Lord Vairochana and his consort come to escort you on the dangerous pathway of the intermediate states. So it's Buddha, Vairochana and consort is coming us, but normally we don't recognize. We escape from them, we scared. And we follow this God's run, karma, or we follow the God realm's karmic imprints. So who has the ability to recognize this Bardo teaching, who practice Yadam deities, then they recognize this, powerful light is knowing, is Buddha Vairochana. And then they get devotion. And, it's become, we take refuge to that. As long as have ability to do that when we are in the disease, then we can, liberate in that state. So that's why there is the light rays of Vairochana's compassion. Therefore, do not delight in the draw white light of the God realms. Do not be attached to it. Do not cling to it. Thus, draw white light is the inviting path created by your own habitual tendencies for deep delusion, which you yourself have generated. So when we are right now in the living part, we create this karmic imprints, so that's, we due to like our ignorance, karmic imprint create. See, draw light is ignorance. And white bright light is, Dharma Dharma wisdom. So these two comes together, see, wisdom and ignorance coming together. Then normally why people follow this ignorance, dim light, because due to this, we create this our own habitual tendency for the deep delusion. So that's why Bardo beings easily follow this dim one. They're happy to follow that. They feel like more safe, less, frightening. Then which yourself have generated. See, this we create. And then if you become attached to it, if you attach to the demon, you were wrong within the God's realm and be drawn into the cyclic of existing of the sixth class of the beings. Go to the sixth realms again. because ignorance pulling us into the samsara. Wisdom try to take us into enlightenment, but we don't recognize its own emanation. That is emanation, is rising wisdom. So we follow chasing this our own karmic imprint, ignoring. So that's why we go to single existence. This doorway is an obstruction, blocking the path to liberation. See, this obstacle block the liberation. Do not lock it at. So here instructions like we sharing to Bardo beings. When we have this experience, never even look to this dim light. Be devoted to the bright blue light. Then focus intently on the transcending Lord Verochana and repeat after me the following aspiration prayer. So then, chanting these prayers. This prayer we put into the Bardo book. We have this prayer in, short prayers in there. So now you have these instructions. Then you recognize in the Bardo, this book, power book, actually power book, we have 6 Bardo, all this, some short aspiration prayers. So it's root text from in these teachings. Long as you have these teachings, then you chant other one. Is you really recognize it's so profound. Knowing that it's so beautiful prayer. If you don't know these teachings, then you go to directly to that prayer. You don't recognize what it's saying. Why is we doing this prayer? Okay. So now you have these instructions. You go back to, Bardo, this power text, and then we have all these prayers. Then you understanding like, okay, wow, each sentence is very powerful and meaningful. What you're saying is you recognize, aspiration prayers. Then, so this is the aspiration. So see, all us are roam in single existence, driven by deep-seated delusion, is ignorance. Okay. Then, due to ignorance, we go to single existence in samsara. So may the transcending Lord Verochana draw me forward. So we aspiration, like Buddha Verochana, please come to me. So no, see, it's coming, like when we are in the Bardo, like first day, and this true light is coming. One is Buddha Verochana's emanation, or, one is this ignorance emanation. So actually, we did this too, because we have this too within us. Okay. So normally we always go this other one, ignorance control us, because we know we have a positive energy, negative energy, it's the ignorance more strong with positive wisdom. Then ignorance more strong than wisdom. So that's why for us, when we get in the Bardo, we always this, emotion, ignorance can control us easily. So we really don't have a choice. The reason is because we don't have other experience, the Buddha Verochana's, this Dharma Dharma wisdom, we don't have this experience. So now, see, this instruction really give you the like very clearly which one we follow. So may the transcendent Lord Verochana drawn forward, leading me on the path of radiant light, which is the persistent cognation of reality's experience. So it's say Buddha Verochana, and then persistent cognation means like Dharma Dharma wisdom. So that is rising. So transforming, aggregate, conscious aggregates, transforming ignorance. So transforming, space elements. See, these 3 associated with this ignoring first one. Buddha Verochana, his concert name is like we already mentioned up there. little bit hard to read, like Veronicas or something. So this three, positive three, negative three. See, so this three is like we have, long as your space is recognized, is this female Buddha. Ignorance recognized is persistent cognition wisdom. Conscious agree recognized is Buddha Verochana. So that's very, very easy, like another means, like, if you really pay attention. If long as you understand this, then you know the Vajrayana teaching. If we don't know these associations, how to follow this, then we don't know the Vajrayana teaching. This is a very profound reality, is truth. So then many people think, oh, all the five Buddhas rising to all these Bardo beings. See, long as you have a practice Yidam deity, long as you know truth, then yes. But you don't know, then no. Because it is become, it's ignorance. It is aggregates, conscious aggregates. It is a space. See, this is three rising. So then it's get fear, get frightening. That's why I go to this dim light. So, and it's called the level of utterly perfect Buddha. By making this aspiration prayer with the fervent devotion, you will dissolve into rainbow light in the heart of Verochana and his concert. So then Bardo means what the feeling is become, if you have very strong this devotion, recognize it is Buddha Verochana and the concert, this persistent cognition, wisdom's rising, you recognize the Bardo beings naturally dissolve to Buddha Verochana's heart center. So you will attain the Buddha hold as the Buddha body of perfect resource. In the general Buddha sphere of the drinks, Arya, Gana, Vyoha, so that is the Buddha pure line. Usually you know, like Sukhavati, we call Buddha Amitabha pure line. So this Buddha Verochana is pure line. And you have become enlightened into this pure line. So also, when we do the performer empowerment, the longer empowerment ritual has many, options. Like you throw something, like, you perform empowerment, use something, like which direction you go. So that means like you recognize which Buddha is more close to you. So we think we doing the testing. Okay, in the Bardo, which Buddha like come to rescue you. So something like that. Some people, of course, have five Buddhas. It doesn't matter, all the same for them. Some, more close to another than other. So that's why this Buddha Verochana's liberation. Then if even after receiving this introduction as the result of negative obscuration and aversion, the diseases are known the less over F by the light and the ray and turn away. And even if after repeating the aspiration of prayer, they remain bewildered then on the second day. So, so then this person, due to anger, is run away. So they have a anger karma strong, and then you don't recognize Buddha Verochana's experience. Another is, of course, like starting from ignorance, and then you have anger issues. So that's karmic imprint is very strong. So that negative is anger, negative is very strong. Then that person get a fear to the Buddha Verochana's experience. They're followed by this, the dim light and ignorance emanation, follow that. The diseases are known the less over by the light and the rest and the turn away. And even after repeating the aspiration of prayer, even you do these prayers, maybe some people still cannot go through the right directions because strong, anger, negative karma. They are remain be water in water. Then on the second day, then go to second day, then Vajrasattva is rising. So no, see, when anger's antidote is Buddha Vajrasattva. See, ignorance antidote is Buddha Vairocana. So due to anger, very strong, so you don't have ability to liberate. And then second day is Buddha Vajrasattva comes. Shani Badur Jisma Lasoda So then Buddha Vajrasattva, Akyobias, sometimes we call Akyobias, example of a deity will come to escort them. And at this same time, the negative past action which are conducive to a rebirth in the hell realm will also emerge. See, so same time, the karma for the take birth to in the hell realm karma, this due to anger, this karma also receiving you, and Buddha Vajrasattva also receiving you. So there are two invitations you have. Then which invitation you follow? So now we, so far we follow this anger invitation. We didn't accept the Buddha Vajrasattva's invitation. So now, don't mistake. We cannot mistake this, okay? In this time in the Bardo. So must be, followed by Buddha Vajrasattva's invitation. So then, if somebody disease, so we sharing this instruction to the disease. And we are in the Bardo, so we have to recognize which one we follow this, we have two invitations, which one we have to follow. So action which are conducive to a rebirth in the hell realm will also emerge. Again, calling the disease by name. So if sharing to the disease, we have to telling the disease name, So somebody, like example, disease name is Tashi. So say we say Tashi, then we have to introduce, So like that way, the calling the name, disease name. The introduction should be given with the following words. O child of Buddha nature, lesson without distraction. On the second day, the purity of the entire element, water will arise. So this is a water element in the form of a white light. At that time, from the Eastern Buddha, filled with manifest joy, Bharati, I think, this is the name of the Pure Land name. The transcending Lord Akyobiya Vajrasattva were drawn before you. His body blue in color, holding in his right hand the 5 pronged Vajra. So normally Vajrasattva we have white color, but you see Buddha Vairocana is white. In this is like the inner level, like Sambhogakaya form body. Okay, so the 5 Buddha has a different form. Auto level 5 Buddha form is like very similar all the Buddha Shakyamuni's body, but different Buddha. And then in this Vajrayana teaching, so inner Sambhogakaya level, this each Buddha has with concept and different colors. So it's different become. That's why you see the five Buddha, sometimes just same as almost the same as Buddha Shakyamuni, different Buddhas. That is like, the Nirmanakaya or auto level five Buddha. And then inner level, this is the inner experience rising. So it's different form body. Five Buddhas. Vajrasattva is become blue color, see? Blue in color, holding in his right hand are five-pointed Vajra, seated on an elephant throne, and embraced by his consort Buddha Lokana. So Lokana is, associated with water element. So if we have element, actually think about it, every single being has elements, and if we don't recognize its element, but as long as you recognize your element truth, is knowing its truth, is then is five female Buddha. So water is become Buddha Lokana. Buddha Lokana. Then they are encircled by two mere Bodhisattvas. This has two mere Bodhisattvas, Siddhagarbha and Maitreya. With, Buddha Vajrasattva, Vairochana has Siddhagarbha and Maitreya together. And two female Bodhisattvas, Losaya and Pusapa. So this also Bodhisattva has, not a single form body. This Bodhisattva also become actually Yav and Yom together. So that's why this Suddhagarbha and Maitreya also has, these two female Bodhisattvas, Losaya and Pusapa. That's six Buddha bodies. So altogether it's six, see? And the first, like, the five Buddhas, like this second, the Eastern Buddha Vajrasattva, Yav and Yom, two already. Then Suddhagarbha Yav Yom, Buddha Maitreya Yav Yom. See, it's six Bodhisattvas, six Buddha or Bodhisattvas, six Buddha bodies will be shining before you from within a space of rainbow light, a brilliant white light. Indicative of the mirror-like pristine connection. So this is, which is the natural plate of aggregates of form body. So we have aggregates as a form aggregates. Form aggregates is associated with Buddha Vajrasattva. So long as you recognize form aggregates is knowing the truth, is Buddha Vajrasattva. So then, anger is recognizing is mirror-like wisdom. Then water is you recognize is lokaci, is I think the Buddha Vajrasattva's concept is lokana, Buddha Lokana. See this concept. And then, aggregates, emotion, element, or transforming. If we don't recognize, then it's, water elements. And so you have experience, like we think about drawing or in the water. So it's scared, fears. And then, it's anger controlled. Then think about this physical form and Mara of form body. So it's suffering in the Bardo, in the samsara, the like frightening, scared, fears. But as long as you recognize it is this, Buddha Vajrasattva Lokana and mirror-like wisdom. So aggregates of form, white and dazzling, radiant and clever, emanate from the heart of Vajrasattva, Ashobhya and his consort, and it will shine precisely before you at the level of your heart. which is such brilliance that I cannot bear it because it's too frightening. See, Bardo beings don't see the Buddha, but see this bright light, frightening one. Then you knowing it is Vajrasattva, you very strongly through devotion, you supplication, you deep devotion and supplication, you take refuge, then this light is become apart to Buddha Vajrasattva. And then, light really is come from Buddha Vajrasattva's heart to your heart. And you are become dissolved to Buddha Vajrasattva's heart, and you become liberated in that moment, This is like not going to Bardo again, fear again. You already momently, same is like the, ice below sun merging. Same is like, similar. This Bardo beings like momently dissolved to the Vajrasattva's heart. Before you touch your heart. At that time, under the sway of aversion, anger, you will wish to turn away. Then due to anger, karmic imprints, you wanted to run away. And you're scared Vajrasattva's like that. In fear and terror from the bright white light. And come to perceive the draw smoky light of the hair ram with light, delight. So you like to follow by this dim light, because due to our anger karmic imprint, actually anger contort. Anger don't let us in the liberation. At that moment, you should fearlessly, is this instruction, fearlessly recognize the white light, white and dazzling, radiant and clear. To be persistent cognition, have confidence in it, be drawn to it with longing devotion, pray with devotion, thinking. This is the light ray of the transcending Lord Vajrasattva Akhyobhya, compassion. I take refuge in it. So this in reality is Vajrasattva and his consort come to escort you on the dangerous pathway of the intermediate states. So we have to recognize this Vajrasattva come to us, rescue us. We cannot run away to the, this Vajrasattva. Then intermediate states. This is the light ray hawks of Vajrasattva's Akhyobhya's compassion. So light ray is representative, Buddha Vajrasattva's compassion hawk, the Bardo beings. Be devoted to it. Do not delight in the draw smoky light of the hair rams. Then don't follow this other one. This draw light is the inviting part of the negative obscuration created by your own deep aversion. So due to our anger create, which you yourself have generated, if you become attached to it, if you go follow that, you can be, because we attach to that, is rising our karmic imprints. You will fall into the realms of hell, sinking into a swim of unbearable suffering, from which there will be no immediate opportunity for escape. There's no opportunity to escape. This doorway is an obstacle, blocking the path to liberation. See, doorway is blocking liberation. It's due to anger's negative karma. So this instruction, okay, do not locate it. Abandon your aversion. Do not be attached to it. Do not cling to it. Be devoted to the white light, radiant and dazzling. Focus instantly on the transcending Lord Vajrasattva, Akhyobhya, and recite the following aspiration prayer. So, this chanting this aspiration prayer. All us roam in single existence, driven by deep-seated aversion. May the transcending Lord Vajrasattva, Akhyobhya, draw me forward, leading me on the path of radiant light, which is a mirror-like persistent cognition. May the supreme consort Buddha Lokana support me from behind, and thus insecure may I be rescued from the fearsome passageway of intermediate state, and be escorted to the level of utterly perfect Buddha by making this aspiration prayer with following devotion. So we do the very strong devotion, aspiration, follow the, Vajrasattva. Then if long as you do that, you will dissolve into rainbow lake in the heart of a transcendent Lord Vajrasattva Achobhya, and you will attain Buddhahood as the Buddha body of perfect resource in the eastern Buddha sphere of manifestation, joy, ambiguity. So we have become into that realm enlightenment. Okay, so that's the it's following other Buddhas also exactly follow like this idea. So you have to remember these first two, Buddha Vairocana and Buddha Achobhyas. Then Buddha Vairocana is associated with ignorance. See, Dharma, Dharma, wisdom, and ignorance. So ignorance contour go to samsara. You recognize is Dharma, Dharma, wisdom, enlightenment. Then, consciousness, like aggregate conscious. If you don't aggregate conscious is you don't recognize is become aggregate conscious. If you recognize is Buddha Vairocana. And then element is a space. It's recognized element space is Buddha Vairocana's concept. So become liberation to the Buddha Vairocana's, in the pure line. And so it's rising Dharma, that wisdom. The second is associated with Buddha Vairocana, Achobhya Vajrasattva. See, mirror like wisdom. And, then the mirror like wisdom is purification, anger. His emotions arising to wisdom means like anger transforms wisdom, mirror like wisdom. And then form body is transformed to aggregate form is transformed to Buddha Vajrasattva. And the water element is transformed to Lokana. See? So that's the, then long as you have that recognition, understanding is liberation to the Buddha Vajrasattva's pure line, Achobhya's pure line. So Eastern Buddha's pure line. Central Buddha and Eastern Buddha, we finish it too. So coming is, north is south, west, north, and another three is coming. So we leave here today and finishing here. Please remember, okay, where we stop today. So I also forget, you all forget where we stop. Our memory is very short. Not stay longer than one week. And then, how can remember in the Bardo? Don't forget, okay? Everybody have to recognize where I stop, okay? Not only some people just knowing where I stop. So if you recognize where we stop every moment, then should be you recognize Bardo is Bardo. Thank you. So going to do the dedication here. Lord Ginchang, Delova, Narova, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma, Lord Gambopa, Pamutraba, Lord Digompa, please be stopping as the most auspicious blessed or Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may achieve emanations by defeating all enemies, confuse you may all who towers on the waves of birth, order, ages, sickness, death, across ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta isolating the precious mind, where is Ambo may rise, where is Bo may not decline, but even increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are with separate far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As usually we all realize automatic state and as did Samanda, but I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Tirikayas, by the blessing of the true unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may Ashe bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by inner rule of virtue, may and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Great Digompa Renashiri, whose omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continuing to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation, enter into the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. So please stay in the daily prayers if you can. And so I have to take rest.
Thank you, Khenpo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo Rinpoche.
Good night.
Thank you, rest well.
Obrigada, Khenpo. Have a good rest.
地上如意，
感恩翻译，大喜得乐。感恩上师，
感恩上师，上师吉祥，感恩律师，扎西德勒。
Thank you, Rinpoche.
上师扎西德勒，感恩翻译老师。Thank you, Khenpo. 扎西德勒。
感恩上师，感恩律师，
感恩律师。
Thank you.
辛苦了。
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, Khenpo. Rest well. Lots of rest.
所有的亡灵都能保重
Starting prayer.
Yes.
Okay. God Roma prayer.
Hey, we'll start it up.
Yes. Starting from Buddha Shakyamuni.
Good night, Khenpo. Unborn emptiness and the unceasing appearance of dependent arising are the way of illusory unity. Before me in the sky, amidst vast clouds of offerings, on a jewel lion throne,